Prince Joffrey Velaryon. House of the Dragon Season 3 Episode 5 explained. Warning! This video contains major spoilers for House of the Dragon Season 3. One of the most emotional scenes in Season 3 Episode 5 doesn't involve dragons or a battlefield. Instead, it happens quietly inside the Red Keep. After everything Queen Rhaenyra has lost, she finally goes to see her youngest surviving son, Prince Joffrey Velaryon. When she reaches his chamber, Joffrey is already asleep. Rhaenyra simply stands there watching him. She doesn't wake him. She doesn't speak. She just looks at him with tears in her eyes. It is one of the saddest moments in the episode. Because after losing Lucerys and then Jacaerys, Joffrey is now her last surviving son from her first marriage and the next heir to her claim. Episode 5 makes it clear that Rhaenyra is terrified of losing him too. But who exactly is Prince Joffrey? Why is he suddenly so important? Where has he been all this time? And why does his return completely change the future of House Targaryen? Let's explain. Prince Joffrey Velaryon is the third son of Queen Rhaenyra Targaryen. Officially, he is the son of Ser Rhaenyra Velaryon. However, like his older brothers Jacaerys and Lucerys, many people throughout Westeros believe his true father is Ser Harwin Strong. That rumor has followed Rhaenyra for years. Unlike the silver-haired Velaryons, all three boys inherited dark hair. Their appearance became one of the biggest political scandals in the Seven Kingdoms. Even so, King Viserys I never accepted those accusations. He publicly declared Joffrey, Jace, and Luke to be legitimate princes. Questioning their birth became an act of treason. As far as the law was concerned, Joffrey was always a true prince of House Targaryen and House Velaryon. Viewers first met Joffrey back in Season 1, Episode 6. That episode featured one of the most unforgettable moments in the series. Rhaenyra gave birth to him inside the Red Keep. Only moments after giving birth, Queen Alicent demanded to see the newborn. Still exhausted and in pain, Rhaenyra carried baby Joffrey herself to the castle to present him before the queen. It was a heartbreaking display of strength and determination. From the very beginning, Joffrey's life was surrounded by politics. As the Civil War grew closer, Rhaenyra realized her children would become targets. Their safety became more important than ever. That is why Joffrey spent much of the story away from the center of the conflict. The last time many viewers saw him before Season 3 was during Season 2. As the war intensified, Rhaenyra made the difficult decision to send her youngest children away from Dragonstone. Joffrey traveled to the Vale alongside his younger half-brothers, Prince Aegon and Prince Viserys, as well as Rhaenyra Targaryen. Lady Jane Arryn agreed to protect them at the Eyrie, one of the safest castles in Westeros. Later, Aegon and Viserys continued their journey toward Pentos, while Rhaenyra remained in the Vale and eventually set out to find the wild dragon sheep-stealer. Joffrey, however, stayed behind at the Eyrie under Lady Jane's protection, far away from the fighting. That decision likely saved his life. While dragons battled across Westeros, Joffrey remained in one of the few places untouched by the war. Everything changes in Season 3, Episode 5. Joffrey is finally brought back to King's Landing. His return comes at the worst possible time for Rhaenyra. She has already lost Prince Lucerys. Then she suffers the devastating loss of Prince Jacaerys. The confident queen we saw earlier in the series has become a grieving mother. When news arrives that Joffrey has returned, Rhaenyra hesitates before going to see him. Later that night, she quietly enters his room. By the time she arrives, Joffrey is fast asleep. Instead of waking him, she simply watches over him. The scene says everything without a single conversation. She is afraid. Afraid that if she gets too close, fate may take another son from her. The grief of losing Jace and Luke has left deep emotional scars. For Rhaenyra, looking at Joffrey is no longer a moment of joy. It is a reminder of everything she has already lost. Episode 5 beautifully shows that beneath the crown, Rhaenyra is still a mother trying to protect the only son she has left from her first family. Joffrey's importance also changes dramatically after Jacaerys' death. Before, he stood behind both Jace and Luke in the line of succession. Ormond Hightower has begun spreading propaganda throughout King's Landing. His supporters openly refer to Rhaenyra as the Queen of Bastards, hoping to weaken support for her rule by attacking the legitimacy of her children. With Joffrey now present in the capital, those accusations become even more politically dangerous. Every appearance he makes reminds people of the rumors surrounding his birth. That is exactly what Rhaenyra's enemies want. They are not simply fighting dragons. They are fighting public opinion. Even though many people question Joffrey's parentage, legally nothing has changed. King Viserys recognized him as legitimate. House Velaryon accepted him. And Queen Rhaenyra has never wavered in defending her son's birthright. In Westeros, perception often matters as much as truth. That is why Joffrey remains a central figure in the succession crisis. Like every true Targaryen prince, Joffrey is also bonded with a dragon. His dragon is Tyraxes. Although Tyraxes is still much younger than legendary dragons like Vhagar, Caraxes, or Syrax, the bond proves that Joffrey carries the blood of old Valyria. As both Prince and Dragon Rider mature, their importance to the Black Cause will continue to grow. Book readers already know that Joffrey's journey is far from over. George R.R. Martin's Fire and Blood gives him a significant role during the later stages of the Dance of the Dragons. Without revealing the major events, it is enough to say that his courage, determination, and desire to protect his family become defining parts of his story. Whether the television series follows, the book exactly remains to be seen. But Episode 5 clearly signals that the writers are preparing Joffrey for a much larger role. His quiet reunion with Rhaenyra is not just emotional. It is the beginning of a new chapter. A chapter where he is no longer simply the youngest prince. He is now one of the most important heirs in the entire realm. So who is Prince Joffrey Velaryon? He is Queen Rhaenyra's youngest surviving son from her first marriage, the younger brother of Jacaerys and Lucerys, the older half-brother of Prince Aegon and Prince Viserys, the rider of the young dragon Tyraxes. And after the heartbreaking losses suffered by House Targaryen, he now stands as one of the greatest hopes for Rhaenyra's future. Episode 5 reminds us that behind every battle for the Iron Throne is a family struggling to hold on to the people they love. And for Rhaenyra, watching her sleeping son may have been the most emotional battle of all. What do you think? Will Prince Joffrey play a much bigger role as House of the Dragon continues? And do you think Rhaenyra can protect her last surviving son from the dangers that now surround the Iron Throne? Share your theories in the comments. If you enjoyed this House of the Dragon breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more character explanations, hidden details, Episode 5 breakdowns, lore videos, and House of the Dragon updates. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.